I've got a fun one. This is a Mailcall from Diecast Car Guru on Instagram. We're gonna just cut right into the box here. It's over here on my lap because it's a big box. Just some things that he helped me get throughout the past few months. I know it's been a while since I've done one of these videos, but I also haven't kept up on my video scheduling very well either. So he's got, sorry, I'm just trying to decipher what we got here. Do I want to show the Auto Worlds? I'll show the Auto Worlds. These aren't mine. I'm gonna be selling these on his behalf. If anybody is interested, they will be going up on I might not put that on eBay, but I might put the Ultra Reds on eBay. Look at those. He decided to part with his Ultra Reds. If anybody knows him on Instagram, you know he likes Auto World and he has a few Ultra Reds, but lately we've decided that yeah, and me too, because I don't really have any Ultra Reds, but with some of my chase pieces I've kind of decided to let them go, just to pay for other things that I actually like and maybe aren't that rare. But yeah, look at these very beautiful chase pieces, if I do say. A lot cooler than the blacked out Hot Wheels premiums. I know all the Hot Wheels guys are gonna hate me for that, but I mean, look at that red. It just looks good on every car too, and maybe not the white wheels. The white wheels might be a bit much, but nice Oldsmobile here. That's a really nice one with the color matched wheels. I like that. This one somehow looks better than the actual release. That blue and black is egregious. That one does not look great with the full white wheels, but most people like that because that's what, like, that's more significant of a chase piece with the full white wheels. That's what the chase collectors like. And then here's the online exclusive, which I think he got 2 of. And he has a loose one, and he decided to get rid of his carded one. So the rest of this stuff is, I guess, going into my collection. Got a bunch of newer mainlines here. We're going to take a look. Some latest Matchbox releases. These will be in their own videos soon with their own mixes. I'm a little behind on that front, but hopefully we'll catch up. Here's the 2019 Audi TT RS in silver with a red interior. Very, very nice spec. I like that. Here's a brand new casting for 2025. The Lexus. Yeah, I wish it was a Lexus. The Cadillac Lyriq. I actually really like the look of the Lyriq. It's a very cool car. Here's the Jeep Cherokee Trailhawk. Gets a recolor for 2025, which is nice to see. I think it's a great casting, but I hate the pre-facelift Cherokees. I hate it. This one also is like the Trail Edition or whatever it's called, which I think they did with one of the special releases with the black vinyl on the hood. Here's the Mercedes-Benz EQB, which is an electric version of the B something or other, the GLB, which is supposedly a more pedestrian version of the G-Wagon, which I guess you can see with the boxiness of it. Like, they wanted to make a cheap budget pedestrian focused version of the G-Wagon, but that didn't really work out well. Obviously, it's not the crowd of people that bought it, because the people buy the G-Wagon because it's big and it's, I guess to some aspect, it's off-road capabilities. I don't think many people use them, but there's that 10% that do. Here's the Porsche Macan S in this very bright blue, which is very close to a factory color, so that's pretty cool. And same thing with this, the Mazda AutoZam AZ1 in yellow on yellow, which is a pretty cool spec. I don't even know if I've seen a real one, a photo of a real one like that. There's a few Hot Wheels here. We're just gonna go with the Matchbox. Just keep going with the Matchbox. Chevy El Camino gets a recolor in yellow, looks very good. The Morgan Plus 4 gets a recolor in blue. I don't remember off the top of my head what mixes these are from either. Opal Astra gets a recolor in blue, which I love the Opal Astra. Love that casting, so glad to see that. And then here's the Citroen 2CV, which is a brand new model for 2025, and this thing looks amazing. We got a couple cars featured on Top Gear here. Not necessarily the new Astra, unless the new Top Gear good, but I don't watch the new Top Gear because it's boring. But the older Astras were featured on there a lot, and one of them even being the reasonably priced car that the celebrities got to race around in. Here we have the Mercedes-Benz G-Class from Jurassic Park. This is Camp Cretaceous. I believe this is from a video game. Or at least inspired by a video game. I don't think the car was actually licensed. And then we got some newer Hot Wheels here with the Lotus Cortina, which is a very surprising casting, actually, in the Hot Wheels lineup. I figured Matchbox would do a Cortina before Hot Wheels did, and they did the Ford Cortina, but this is, like, tuned by Lotus. So, I mean, I guess that's more so fitting for Hot Wheels, but yeah, that's pretty cool. Of course, the big return of Ferrari. This is the Ferrari F40 Competizione. This thing is pretty cool. The casting's a little like shrunk, but I like that they kept it decently proportioned. It could obviously be a little longer, and they had real estate to do that. I don't know why they didn't, but yeah, this is the Competizione. So not a regular F40, but the road version of the track car, which sounds super backwards. It's not a regular road car. So that's new model. The Lotus is of course a new model. These two are repeats, but these are not repeats, but recolors. But they are just awesome. The 500E and the 500 SEL. And kind of similar silvers, but this one's like got more gunmetal, and this one's got like a little bit of gold in it. Very cool. I love both of these classic Mercedes. And those will all be opened up in a future Hot Wheels video. Got a few Majorettes here. This one is in here for protection. I got confused. I'm like, what? Why is this on? This is an old casting. Why is it on a new card? No, he put it on here for protection. Let's take her out. Let's take her out. This is a... Ooh, I don't remember what this is. Is it Capri? Oh, it's a Mustang. Well, I guess the Capri was a Mustang, but I don't know why. I didn't recognize it as a Fox body. The official pace car. I just thought it was a Capri. Super cool. Classic Majorette casting. There's no like copyright or anything on it. A Mustang convertible. Very cool. I'm not sure what that's supposed to... Well, I mean, it's obviously a pace car, but I don't know what like pace car edition it's supposed to represent. Of course, they didn't actually put the track information or anything on it. But that's a very nice one. Next, I guess we'll go GR Yaris. GRMN Yaris. So, I guess track version of some sort. We don't get GRMN cars in the US. I know the Century is a GRNM. I don't know what the difference between that and a regular GR vehicle is. I'm assuming the MN means motorsports. Is that just the full GRNM? Or MN? Oh boy. So that's just the full thing, and we just call it GR just because. But yeah, GR Yaris. Love GR Yaris. We love the GR Yaris. And we wish the GR Yaris was sold in the US. They are going to fall off the bed. Here we have the Skyline. This supposedly is a chase piece for the Japan set. I mean, I guess it is because it's got rubber tires and the other ones don't. But in Midnight Purple, the Skyline GTR, and obviously it looks better than the regular one in blue because the blue one has ugly wheels. So, although the green one got 5 spokes. But yeah, this thing looks great. This might be the best release so far. Can't believe I already have 4 of these. Majorettes are normally harder to get. Then we got the Ford Escort Mark II RS 1800, which I believe was a new casting for 2025. I think this is the only release this far. Looks very good. And the Renault Clio 16S, I think, was a new casting in 24. I don't know if this is the first release or the second release. I figure there was a blue one, but I'm not sure. I don't know, like, off the top of my head, Majorette releases. But I really wanted an example of this casting, and it's very cool. Don't see too many Clios in 164. And I'm dropping them. And, oh yeah, here's another Majorette pack, but it does not feature any Majorettes. He used it for packaging for some other things. So we got a couple MSZ vehicles here. This is the MSZ Toyota not MSZ. RMZ. MSZ does do a Supra, but it doesn't look like this. This is an RMZ City Supra. New casting of theirs. I'm not sure when it really came out. Again, I don't know the MSZ castings. I believe this is 2024 new casting. But they do very seldomly release new castings. I think it's pretty much one a year at this point. But the Supra looks pretty good, and it seems like it's close to 164. It seems pretty small. And then right next to it here we have the Audi A5, and this is the Sportback, the hatchback. Look pretty cool. A car you don't see very often done in diecast, especially 164. This thing looks pretty good, and it's got some length to it, which of course makes the Supra look even smaller. That's cool. And then right down here below it, we have a Golf Country, but it's a custom Golf Country by Diecast Car Guru himself. In a deep metallic green, kind of borderline turquoise. Oh, I thought... Oh, you know what? No, it's the color change paint. It is the color change paint. Hold on. Which, I like that it shows the green mostly, though, because the green's very fitting to this car. But if I can get an angle, it kind of turns purple. But I can't get it to do it. I can see it off camera, but I can't get it to show on the camera. But I like it. I love the Golf Country. I actually got to see one in person. Someone imported one, and that was pretty awesome. Here we have a Matchbox super fast Ford Focus. This casting did not last very long. They got like a few releases out of it and then it disappeared. Although it lasted long enough to get a retool because the early releases had suspension and this one does not. So this is probably one of the last ones they did. I think it stayed around for a little bit for like the what's the word? The Nickelodeon sets, or I guess you can call it pop culture now. But actually, I don't know. I don't even know if it was released in those lines. I might be thinking of the Volvo. But yeah, super fast release. Of course, you can tell by the wheels. But they also gave it like the super fast got a little extra details. I like the ZX3 emblem on the back there. Very nice. And I don't really have an example of this casting. Oh, I thought I didn't, but I actually have a broken old one with the actual working suspension, which is, I guess, how I know it had suspension. And this, he claims, to go with my Brat and Tracker. So he sent me... Alright, so yeah, for reference, this is a Tootsie Toy. For reference, the Brat and the Tracker... Let me grab them, they're right behind me. Of course, Tootsie Toys did a Subaru Brat. I found that at an antique store. And then here's a Geo Tracker or Suzuki Sidekick. I don't know what... Oh, it says Tracker. Okay, so it's a Geo Tracker. Old Tootsie Toy casting. Yeah, they choose some very weird cars. This actually Guru sent me, I think, last year. And now he sent another one. This one, I know exactly what this is. This is a Ford. The model, I'm not sure. I'm thinking EXP. Ford EXP, which these were sold in the United States. Whoa. These were sold in the United States. The real cars, Tootsie Toys, of course, were an American brand, I believe. But yeah, these things look so weird. And I love them. Like, they kind of have like that Dodge-styled front end. Like an Omni with the blocky headlights with the slope front bumper. Like, they are very obscure. And very hard to find a real one. But, oh yeah, EXP. It is a Ford EXP. Of course, I don't know if these were ever licensed, because they only ever put the brand, or the model on the bottom. Brat. And of course, I already showed you the tracker. They never actually gave, like, oh, this is a Subaru Brat. Also, I never really cleaned that off from the antique store, did I? So yeah, there are 3 Tootsie Toys. Of course, I love unique cars, and he, of course, knows that, so that's very cool. Would love to see all 3 of these, actually, in 164. That would be nice. Well, we did get a Matchbox Brat. I can't remember if it's this fascia or not. I'm blanking on what front end it has. I think it's a pre-facelift. So we're going to stick all 3 of those on the shelf back there. We got a few premiums here and then a mystery we'll get into. Should I just... The mystery could be... Well, he says it's a gift for helping him sell his stuff. But... We'll say it's a birthday present. Because I'm still in disbelief that I turned 20 in a month. Yeah, if you know how old I am, which I know some of you are saying that's not old at all. Yeah, for me, it feels like it. 2020 does not feel like 6 years ago. I'm sure everybody can say that though. But anyhow, as I'm still processing my aging. We have a Toyota Alphard, another car, which is pretty much as old as I am. Just came out with its 4th generation. And this is it, by Masadi. I'm still not saying it right, and I don't think I'll ever say it right. But, Mazdi. That doesn't roll off the tongue. Masadi, I should have named him Masadi. Masadi sounds like nice and slick, and this is Mazdi. Like Mazda? I don't know, but this is the facelift, or not the facelift, the 4th generation, which looks very similar to the 3rd generation, but 3rd generations did not have this little swoosh on the rear windows there. So this is going to be, I guess, part of the next Masadi video, and so is this, the Cadillac CT5 in blue. Now, I have the CT6. I had to check. I have the CT6 in black. I don't think the wheels are actually black on the CT5 here, but I can't remember. I know they messed it up with the CT4, or the CT6. They were all black on the package, but they weren't in person. But, oh well. I would prefer them to be black, especially on the CT5, and with that blue. That looks really nice. I'm fine with the chrome and the black, but... And then, we have this. The Honda Accord from Diecast team, still in a wrapper. So this is, of course, a foreign market Accord. I know many people got excited thinking, oh, this is a... Finally, we're getting an Accord in 164. But then they lost interest real quick when they realized it was not a U.S. market Accord. Oh my god, I can't even open this. Because one thing that Americans do... and I know this because I am one, is we think the car that we get is the only one that exists, and it isn't. This Accord is sold in Australia and New Zealand with, of course, different front end and rear end fascias, but it's also longer than the Accord that we got in the US. It's got a longer rear end, and that's because it's based on the Honda Inspire, which is, of course, Accord based, but it's like a long wheelbase version of the Accord. And this is what this is. This is an Inspire, pretty much. So I wish it didn't say Accord all over the nameplates because it would kind of fit in with Japanese dioramas. Oh, and of course it's left-hand drive. But it's still cool to see an Inspire in 164, even if it's an Australian spec Accord. When it comes down to Australian spec of Japanese vehicles, things get really weird. Like how the 4th generation Subaru Forester started sales there in 2012, but it didn't here until 2014. We still had my generation until 2014. Technically 13, and then the new gen came out in 14. But so that car was already 2 years old by the time they brought it to the US. Oh, well, but yeah, this, I don't know. I have a few Diecast team models to look at, so maybe we can make a whole video on that. That'll be fun. And that leaves us with the mystery. He had a note here. Thanks for the help. But oh, it's an Earl. I guess we just take a look. I don't think there's anything on the back. Oh, there is. Geostorm. Oh yeah. What was I saying about unique things? He kind of teased me with the Ford. How do I open this? Kind of got me on the right train of thought with the Ford, and then dropped the Geostorm. I just told him I was thinking about buying one of these. Thankfully, I didn't. Because that would have totally ruined the surprise. But, oh, this is awesome. If you have no idea what a Geostorm is, you probably don't know what it's based on. They're based on the Isuzu Impulse, right? Or look at this. By Earl. Earl did a bunch of promotional models for GM back then. I think there's a Pontiac Sunfire and a few others. Of course, the Geostorm is my most wanted. I love the Geostorm, and I love Isuzu, but I also love Geo and Saturn, which later kind of pretty much what Geo devolved into. And devolved isn't even a word. Did they have to pop up on that? No. They look like they're separate piece. But look at the color. Oh, that's the best color too. I almost ended up with a white one or not a white one, a yellow one if I were to buy it. But I like the turquoise. I really like the turquoise. Got taillight bar in the back. You know I love the taillight bars. Nice chrome wheels. I'm gonna probably have to make an Instagram post on this thing because this is just awesome. Storm GS. Very nice chassis details on this. And of course, there are actual headlights in there. I was going to say lens, but they just look chrome. Oh, there could be a lens in there. I can't really tell. Geo badge on the front bumper. Oh, I love this thing. I love this thing. I don't. How did he get an extra? I know he recently got one. Did he already have one and just not tell me? And did he make me think this one was his? I feel like this is something he already had, but either way, that's the star, of course. Of course. Now I need a 164 one, which there is, but it's by Diecast, and it is impossible to find, which is crazy because those things are cheap. Yeah, they retail for like $11 or $12 in Japan, but they are so hard to find. I recently just purchased the Honda Legend, which it doesn't even have the correct wheels on it. It's been wheel swapped, but it's the only one I could find. It's the only one I could find, and I really wanted it, and maybe I'll replace it someday with one with the correct wheels. But yeah. Oh, excuse me. This was a great surprise. Thank you very much. Let's try to... We need a closing shot. A closing shot. How about that for a closing shot? Thank you all for watching, and a big special thanks to Diecast Car Guru for helping me out with some of the latest releases and sending a little extra Geo there. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next one. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.